Hey guys, so I'm gonna be talking about my first experience on Grindr right now. So this video is just for you guys on Patreon. Nobody else is gonna see this video, but I wanted to make this video because I want you guys to kind of realize how hard it is being. I know it was a lot harder being gay back, 20 years ago, even 10 years ago, but despite the advancements in electronics and technology and software and everything like that, it's supposed to make it easier for us to meet people, but sometimes it creates more problems. And I quickly realized that after meeting the first guy I've ever talked to on Grindr, meeting him in real life. Or so I thought it would be him. Anyway, so this was senior year of high school. I had just recently came out to my mom, and I was just ready to start meeting guys, and I didn't really want to hide anything anymore, so I made a Grindr account. I had my picture on there. I wasn't hiding anything, so I created the account. Then shortly after, maybe a week after I created the account, I met this guy, and his picture was everything I wanted in a guy. He looked masculine. He looked, like he had a countryside. There was two pictures I saw. That's all, and I sent him maybe 10. So, and this was the first guy, so I didn't think that was fishy or anything. I just thought, maybe he's new to this. He doesn't want he's scared of his picture getting out and stuff like that. So, I respected it. So, I talked to him for about a week, and we finally planned to hang out with each other. And I was so just I had my blinders on the whole time. There were so many red flags I should have, paid attention to. But I didn't, because I wanted to meet him. I wanted to see where it would go, and I just had stars in my eyes. And so we planned to meet on a Tuesday, I think it was. And I didn't have college classes after high school on Tuesdays, so I got out of school at 11, and we were gonna meet for lunch at 2. So I wanted to meet him in a really open place because I'd never met anybody offline. So I'm sorry for that plane, guys. I gotta keep these windows open though, because it is so hot in here. And so I met him at a Olive Garden with a really big, just because it had a big parking lot, and it was open, and it was, there was a lot of people there, so I felt safe. So I got there first, and then I texted him, told him I was there, and he told me what kind of car he was going to be in. So I told him what car I was in, and he came. I saw his car. He came, drove, and pulled right next to me. I couldn't see who the driver was because the windows were just tinted so dark, and it was kind of it was just hard to see into it. So I was hoping for the best, of course. So as soon as he parked, I got out of my car, and then he rolled down his window. He didn't even get out of his car, and I just knew immediately it wasn't him. I knew it wasn't the guy in the pictures, and I felt this sense of anger just take over me. I was so angry because I had been looking forward to meeting this guy for a month, maybe. We have been chit-chatting here and there, but then we'd forget about it and we'd pick back up. But I was just really looking forward to meeting this guy. And as soon as he rolled down the window, the man that rolled down the window was 35 years older than the man in the pictures that he sent me, at least. And I was just it wasn't even him in his younger ages. It was completely different. It was a completely different guy. And I just wanted to know, why, why me? I had been so open, and, I wasn't rude or anything. We were getting along so well. And then he you know, it was just like, oh, you were talking to a fake person the whole time. And it was really just a slap in the face. So I asked him why. He said, this has happened to me before, and I wanted other people to feel how it was like, so others can stop doing it and know the impacts of it. And I was just like, how far-fetched and ridiculous is that? How dumb does that sound? Like, I couldn't even fathom that. Like, that was his explanation. And tears start rolling out of my eyes, because it wasn't the hunky country dude that I thought it was, and it sucked. It was like an unhealthy looking older man, and that's just wasn't who I was interested in talking to. I think he thought he was gonna just apologize and then somehow get me to like still want to hang out with him or get to know him. I don't know what world he was living in, but it was so weird. So anyways, I said some things to him. I think I called him a coward, and then I deleted Grindr, and I drove all the way home crying. And it was hard, you know. It was really like, it woke me up a lot. I will say that. It woke me up to I know immediately when somebody isn't the person in the pictures, if you know what I mean. There's so many red flags I can pick up on now that I didn't know about 2 years ago when I was a senior in high school. So anyways, I just feel like the main thing that I learned from this experience was that you really just have to trust your gut feeling. You can't just, you know, be so naive and hope for the best and expect everybody to be so trustworthy and caring. And it's just, the world is such a different place now. And you know, despite Grindr and Tinder and all these sites and apps that are put in place to help people like us, you still got to be careful. You still have to know what you're looking for and what you want and what you don't want, because life is just too short. It's way too short. And like I said, I'm not the type of person, I said this before in one of my videos, that I don't hook up. I'm not into that. I can't get into that. I have to know the person at least a little bit, you know. And it just seems like 85 to 90% of the gay community is just looking for a hookup. Even if it's like a 35-year-old man, you know, who should be looking for somebody to want to settle down with. It's like they still think that they're going to be able to play this little game forever and ever. And it's sad, because like then you see a younger guy like me who's from, you know, the younger generation, sees older gay men that are just lonely. And I've seen it myself. I've hung out with plenty of them. I love older men. I get along with them so much better than guys my age. But it's just sad, because it's like, why are you so lonely right now? Is it because you thought that you could hook up with people and with no strings attached for the next 20, 30 years? And yeah, that is why. It's because it's commitment. You know, there's still that group of guys out there that longs for that and desires that and just wants somebody to wake up next to every morning. But most of them don't want that. They want a new guy every week or a new guy every month, and just they want to keep it like sporadic. And I just don't understand that. I don't. And I don't think, you know, I know for a fact that I don't want to die alone. I don't want to be 50, you know, hooking up with people off Grindr. Like, I don't want to do that. And I just see it way too often. But that was my first Grindr story, and I hope you guys kind of understood a lot of, you know, what I went through during that time and what I learned. So I learned to follow my intuition for sure. Listen to the red flags that pop up when you're talking to somebody, and never get your hopes up for something before seeing it in real life. So those are my three lessons that I learned from that. And I think that's it, guys. I think that's gonna wrap up my first Grindr storytelling video. So I thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.